Welcome to another wonderful week in grammar. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. This week, we'll be dealing with comma in general. We'll be dealing with how to use comma in series, how to use comma in sentences, and all that. But first thing, what is a comma? A comma is a punctuation mark. A comma tells your reader where to pause. We use comma in the middle of sentences, not at the end. It's not an end mark. We talked about end mark in the previous lesson. This is not an end mark. It is used in the middle of sentences. That means it tells your reader to pause at various points in a sentence. Comma in a series. A series is a list of 3 or more items in a sentence. When you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items in a sentence, those things that are being mentioned are series. They are series. A comma is used after each item except the last one. That means when we have a series, let's say we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. The last one is 5, right? That means we'll have comma after 1, we have comma after 2, we have comma after 3, we have comma after 4, but not after 5. A conjunction such as and, or is used before the last item in a series. That means when we have 1, 2, 3, 4, the last item is 5, right? That means we have and before 5. Let me show you what I mean. Sarah writes poem, short stories, and plays. Look at the first item, poems. Second item, short stories. The last item, plays. Can you see that we placed comma after poems, after short stories, but not after plays? And also, there is a conjunction before the last item, place, which is hand. The next example, our newest play will have 2, 3, or 4 characters. Do you notice the same thing? Comma after 2, comma after 3, but no comma after 4. And also, or after the last item. Pardon me for that. Comma after the last but one item. And also conjunction before the last item. The last example. The play takes place under a tree, on a porch, and in a classroom. The first item we have a tree. The second item we have on a porch. And the third item we have in a classroom. The third is the last, as conjunction before it, like we said. But note, do not use a comma if a sentence lists only 2 items. You cannot have comma when we have the man is both smart and economical. Now, those are just 2 items. You can't have comma after smart. No, you can't. It will be smart and economical, no comma. Writing sentences with commas. Now, in a sentence, we have commas marking off parts of the sentence. That means we use commas to combine sentences that share the same sentence elements like subjects, objects, verbs, etc. That means when we have 2 or 3 or more sentences having the same elements in them, just like in a series, there must be more than 3. There must be 3 or more. The sentences must be three or more. That means we cannot have two sentences. Then when we want to join them, we use comma. No, it's a bit wrong. Let's see what I mean. Sentences. The dedicated students practice before school. They also practice after school and on weekends. Those things we underline, they are those things that are different between the sentences. Shared element, the dedicated students practice. Can you see in the first sentence? Can you see in the second sentence? Replace with they also practice. Can you see? Okay, let's look at the combined sentence. The dedicated students practice before school, comma, after school, comma, and on weekends. Can you see the way we join them together using commas? And also remember, when you join sentences together to make one sentence, they must be more than two sentences. You can't have two sentences and be joining them together and be using a comma. No. Another sentence. Everyone must copy the homework. Everyone must do the homework. Everyone must submit the homework. Shared elements. Everyone must. Combined sentence. Everyone must copy the homework, do the homework, and submit the homework. Or better still, we'll have everyone must copy, do, and submit the homework. Can you see the way we removed the shared element and only featured it at the beginning of the sentence? Then we repeated all the other elements that are not being shared, like copy, do, and submit. Also, we can use sentences in a whole other way. What do I mean? What I mean is that, in the previous ones, we combine them by looking at shared elements. But what if the elements are not being shared? No shared element at all. What if we have that situation? Well, do not panic. What we do is all sentences can be combined to make one sentence. Also, yes. For example, look at the examples we have there. We have I take piano lessons. That's a sentence. My brother Paul studies guitar. That's another sentence. My brother Steve likes to listen. That's another sentence. Now, we can join them together, but there are no shared elements, so we don't have to take out a part or the other. So we'd have I take piano lessons. My brother Paul studies guitar, and my brother Steve likes to listen. Can you see the way we join them together? Do you notice also that there are more than two? We have three of them to make it a series. And also we use and before the last item. Hope you're taking note of all this. Let's move on. Using comma with introductory words. In that situation where you have things to say and you want to say them, but you have an opinion or you have something to say before you say them. For example, if they ask you, what do you think about a thing? And you say, well, I think it is okay. Well, the I think that you have there is the full sentence, while where is an introductory words. Now, what's an introductory word? An introductory word such as yes, well, and no. That means these words are called introductory words. Yes, well, and no are called introductory words. And we always use comma after an introductory word. Well, for information, if these words don't begin a sentence, they are not an introductory word. No. You can't have yes in the middle of a sentence or at the end and you call it an introductory word. An introductory word must be at the beginning of a sentence. Just like when you meet somebody, the first thing you do is what? Introduce yourself. You don't introduce yourself later. You introduce yourself first before you start talking. And the same thing applies to introductory words. They must begin a sentence to be called that. Examples: yes, I play the drums. Well, will you play for us? No, my notes is not here with me. Now, those are examples. Can you see the way they have been set up with by comma? We have comma after yes, we have comma after well, we have comma after no. That's where to write them. Using comma with a noun in direct address. The name of the person who is spoken to or addressed is called a noun in direct address. Now, we use a comma or commas to set off a noun in direct address from the rest of the sentence, no matter what part of the sentence it is. Even if it's at the end, in the middle, and the beginning, there must be a comma after, and, or before a noun in direct address. Let's look at the examples. Maria, will you play the piano for us? Place your music sheet here, Maria. Thank you, Maria, for doing a good job. Do you notice that the first one, Maria, will you play the piano for us? There's only one comma after Maria. The second one, place your music sheet here, Maria. There's only one comma before Maria, then full stop after it. That means Maria's at the end of the sentence. But last one, thank you, Maria. Maria is in the middle of the sentence. Now, for the fact that it's the middle of the sentence, it has two commas setting us off. That is one before and one after. So we have thank you, comma, Maria, comma, for doing a good job. I hope you understand what we're talking about so far. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye.